That we're out of shape. You know, I mean, it's just really difficult when you don't have an opportunity to get out much. And I thought our energy was really good. I thought our guys moved around offensively, and I thought those guys came out and did some really good things. Quite honestly, the defense has kind of been taking it to them for the last couple of days, and the offense really responded well today, and so I was pleased by that.
The quarterback's obviously everybody's watching that position. It seems like Robig's got a lot more confidence, but it also seems like Murray being back is pushing the other guys. How would you just evaluate their play?
Yeah, you know, it's difficult because we're so limited. You want to get more reps, but you also, you know, you get a guy nicked here or there, and you got to be smart with reps and those kind of things, and you get a little hammy or you get a little ankle roll, and luckily today I don't think there was anything serious, but there was a lot of guys that had these little dingy things that kind of keep them out, and so we got to limit some of the reps, and that's probably the frustrating part in terms of looking at trying to get more looks at these quarterbacks. You know, we know kind of what Chris's skill set is, and you know, but Tucker I did think had a nice day today, and you know, Casey did some nice things at times as well.
Is there a role for Peyton Hunter, do you think?
Yeah, well, you know, I'll tell you the biggest thing that he's really made strides in. I mean, the entry level to play is always going to be in the kicking game, and I've seen a lot of growth and improvement out of him in terms of his attention to detail. You know, and a lot of it is individual and kind of you know, technique drills, but you got to show up there in order to gain the confidence of the coaches to be put in. And I've seen a lot of growth in that area, and we're going to need him. I mean, he's a really good athlete. He's a long levered guy, and you know, he can catch those 50-50 balls too. So you know, he's got to start off by making plays in the kicking game, and then that'll open some opportunities for him in the pass game.
On the defensive line, Chase and Derek, how are they adjusting to now being the veterans? You know?
Yeah, well, you know, Derek's a very mature guy, always has been. I don't think he's really modified much. He's kind of a lead by example guy, and really just outworks everybody. He kind of sets the tone in that room just with his work ethic and his preparation. And Chase is, I mean, if there's anybody that's come any further than when he walked in our doors, I mean, that guy's just a different human being all the way around. I mean, he was on the dean's list this last semester, and so you know, as a student, as a person, and certainly as a player, he's come a long, long ways. And so I definitely like the leadership that those guys provide. It's a little bit different than what Tuck and Tyrone and Zach brought to the table, but very quality.
Tight ends, it's rare to ever have 3 fifth-year seniors at tight end. How's that group doing transition without those 3?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I think the guy that maybe one of the guys that's had one of the better springs so far is Ryan Davis. I mean, really a good football player. He's kind of had an opportunity to kind of sit back and learn and observe, and you know, got some game reps, but really wasn't the man. He was a guy, not the guy, and now he gets to be the guy. I really like some of the things that he's doing. We're going to have some guys that, you know, aren't getting to do a whole lot in the spring, like Jacob Hadley and Trayton Pickering, that are obviously going to provide depth, and we've got some guys coming like Brian Lonergan, and so it's going to be interesting to see how those guys roll. Derek Snell got a little ankle roll today, but he's a guy that has some excellent ball skills, and I think he's going to be dynamic. But that is definitely going to be a position to keep an eye on, because I know Matt likes to use the tight ends a bunch, and you know, those guys will have a lot of opportunities.
One of the most fascinating parts about this time of year, watching, just seeing guys for the first time after their redshirt years. I want to ask you about your son and then some of the other guys that have been physically developed, because I mean, looked at Jory, hardly even recognized him. He's put on so much weight. So what other guys have really made that jump in their first kind of year in the program?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you know, we've come a long ways in terms of our player development here, and I think one of the biggest pieces is the job that Coach Wilcox does in the weight room, but certainly the nutritional piece has been the biggest thing for us. And our fueling station and you know, the job that Brittany Patera does is second to none. I mean, regardless of where I've been, she's as good as there is, and so that piece has been huge. And you know, you've got guys like Jory that gained 15-20 pounds in the off season, and they look totally different, like you said. I think Lane Sumner looks different to me. Derek Snell looks different to me. But then you look at it and you think even older guys are starting to develop. I mean, Lewis Kidd looks different to me.
Definitely.
And I think those are all really positive things for us. And so it's, yeah, it probably is interesting, you know, because we see these kids every day, so we don't notice the differences quite as much. And then you guys don't see them for 4 or 5 months, and you come out and you go, oh, that guy's got some guns on him now. So yeah.
Thoughts on the run game on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in how we defended the run today. I think that's always been one of the things that we've done really well, and don't know if we brought the correct mindset in the front seven today in that regard. But even our 2-0 line, I thought, did a nice job. Now, when you put Chris back there, it's a little bit different dynamic, because they're not seeing him on Tuesday and Thursday. So all of a sudden they see him out there and they got to go, well, not only do we have to worry about the inside zone, but he might pull the ball, and so that makes it a little bit more difficult to defend. But I thought those guys did a good job. I mean, Isaiah had a couple nice runs. Saw Lane finish that one at the end, and he's had a really good spring for us. And you know, Logan gets out on the edge. I think we've got some options there, and that, you know, certainly is what we've hung our hat on around here.
You guys going again tomorrow?
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we're going to try to go helmets and shoulder pads. Probably be about an hour and 20-minute deal. Really just trying to make up for some lost time, and you know, probably do some correct and review from today, get a little bit more individual, really not bang a lot. They'll be sore tomorrow, but I think it'll actually be good for them because they'll kind of work the kinks out a little bit.
All right. One more nutritional question. Saw Alex Neal, lost a ton of weight. What do you think of that element of kind of locking in the nutrition on the other side of it and getting back into shape?
I'd say this, for those big guys, they got to do it right away. I mean, they have to lose it right now or they'll probably never really lose it. Now, I don't know if you've seen JP lately, but I mean, JP is lean and mean, and you know, Alex, I think, has dropped around 40 pounds and is helping us out in the weight room, and awesome kid. He's got another year left of school and he'll be around the program a bunch. But yeah, he looks totally different on the other spectrum, and it looks good, and he's healthy, and I think that's what's really important for those big guys. We tell them to gain all this weight for these 4 or 5 years, and then if they don't get it off right away, it's going to be harder for them to get it off. And so I think for his long-term health, it's going to be really good.
Good. Can I get in that program?
You should talk to Alex. He's doing his meal prep and the whole deal. So.